Hey guys, what's going on? So we are checking out the new event. We have actually already completed everything here. Oh, we have got to grab our one. It's definitely recommended to grab your one at all time. Alright, we're going into the inventory, gonna craft this bad boy up. I do have a little account, so this isn't really clickbait. So we are gonna be opening 20 of the New Year's gifts, 2 sparks to be exact. And let's go ahead and craft it. Takes 0 seconds and 0 minutes, so it's all good. There it is. Used to gain various New Year's gifts times 10. And we're gonna do that immediately. Not going to go away, chat. Not going to hold that off any longer. We're gonna check out what's going on with it as well. Ooh, we can touch it. Touch. Here we go. Kaboom. Bomb. Happy New Year. Okay. You know, not too bad. We got 2 enhanced scrolls. That's actually pretty cool. I don't do hard dragon. I probably could if I set up the right team and with the right people, but I don't do it. It's just too much effort, I guess. So the enhanced scrolls are nice. Gives me that option to get some good stuff for my dudes. And let's go ahead and open another one just because. Okay, we can't. Moving on over to Mini Moga, we also have all of this stuff, so we can open it there as well, see if we get anything better. We have to craft it first, yes. Boom, bada bing, bada blimp. Okay, now let's go over to Consumables. Da-ding. I don't actually hear anything, so we might be having a problem, but I guess it's okay. You guys can hear that when you do it. You can do them every day anyway. And over here we got just 1 scroll, and it's only a rare one at that, and nothing else really useful, so again, it's free stuff. You can't really complain. You're gonna do all that stuff you need to do anyway, so it's not even really a bother or a hindrance. It's just extra stuff, which is always nice, and I guess that's basically the point of these events, just a little extra stuff. If it would be too much, then it might break some sort of balance in the game. So yeah, the rewards aren't so impressive, but in my opinion, it's okay. We will be able to eventually get these doodads here, the Reforged Tickets, and 9 of them in total, and that's always nice. You can save a lot of rubies with those 9 tickets. 1800 actually, if you are just doing it once and then using a Reforged ticket. Potentially a lot more if you're gonna like use all 9 Reforged tickets on one piece of gear. Could be you get nothing, but you will always save rubies because if you are the type to reforge gear every now and then it always costs rubies regardless. And of course the artifact, which you know isn't very good. It's 5% attack, but for newer players that don't have access to many other artifacts, it is decent for a DPS. You know, it's a little bit extra boost there. I guess that's what artifacts are mainly forged, a little extra kick in your step. Going back to Orville, we can check the new display out here. It looks really nice. It's bright, which was a nice change from the Christmas dark theme. I did like it, but it did grow a little bit tiresome after a while, it always being so like dark and gloomy around. It wasn't really gloomy, it was just kind of darkish and blue, and so this bright is kind of nice. We got the balloons, it's all good. We're going to be checking out the new arena shop as well. We can't do any new arena, even though it is pretty similar to how it was before, I imagine. There's just some new stuff with the pick ban penalties and all that. And so this shop was a little bit unexpected, honestly. I was thinking maybe some like special type of like armor or something. I don't really know what I was expecting, but I wasn't really expecting this. Dragon scales. For those that are unaware, dragon scales are the things you can pretty rarely, I think they bumped up the drop chance in the meantime, but they are still decently rare. When you're doing dragons level 70 or above, you can get them, and once you get 10 of them, you can get a T6 piece of dragon gear up to T7 when you're using 10. It does have to be 5-star though, and then it goes back to 0-star. So the only reason to ever do this is if you have a perfect piece of gear and you want to keep the substats and you don't want to go look for a perfect piece of gear. For most people, it's not really worth it, especially when you have to use your tokens on it. You know, just farm dragons. You'll eventually come across 10 anyway. So I wouldn't recommend going for these boxes at all. They just don't feel worth it to me. We have the superior enchant box that can drop ancient and legendary enchant scrolls, which, you know, aren't bad, but it does cost 1,000. I have no idea how fast we're going to be able to get these points, but I can't imagine it's not going to be too fast because up here at 700, we get 50 of each fragments. It sounds like 50 fragments of all types. That might be 50 random fragments, but I don't know. It sounds like you'll get 50 of all, because it says 50 of all types upon use. So it could technically mean that it is 50 random ones, but I'm probably gonna buy this first, as it does seem a slightly better deal than the 7 essence of all types. Because if you consider that it takes 10 fragments to get 1 essence, you're essentially getting 70 of all types of fragments then, but it does cost 1,000. The point is that with fragments, you have a lot more versatility. With Essence, all you can do is use it to transcend your heroes, but with Fragments, you can use it to make Shards of Infinity, as well as eventually turn them into Essence. Of course, there is one other thing to take into consideration, and that's the gold cost to turn Fragments into Essence. You would be saving when you go for the Essence. But on the other hand, I don't think it's even that expensive. Let's check that real quick. Yeah, it's 20k per essence. So if we're doing 7, that's 140k. That's not that much gold usually. And personally, I'd rather pay it and make the essence whenever I want to and use the ones I don't really need for these guys, Fragments of Infinity. Speaking of which, we have an empty slot here. So we're going to go ahead and craft some of these bad boys. I don't really know who I'm raising next, so I'm just kind of gonna start saving some Infinity Stones. I only have 2 at the moment anyway, so I couldn't do much, but we're gonna start saving them. No matter how late you are in the game, pretty much, just fragments are always good to have, and if it is 50 of each, then yes. But if it's not, if it's 50 random, then I might just go for the Ancient Rune boxes, because also, you always need good ancient runes like attack, crit damage, and you can eventually have enough of those, but they're pretty rare, pretty hard to get. I actually just realized something. There's a purchase limit on all of this stuff. Oh, okay. Well, that's very interesting. So you can only buy 1 of these, 3 of these, 3 of these. So probably for the harder core players out there, you're going to be able to clean out the shop anyway, and you can just do less League of Honor if you want to, when you like have all the stuff you want. So personally, I just go for actually everything else besides the scale boxes and the deluxe potions. The deluxe potions might be, you know, okay. They're only 50 tokens, and especially okay for a newer player. It's 20 deluxe potions, it's not very much, but it's also a very small amount of tokens, so, you know, you could definitely go for them if you want to. In fact, I'll probably go for them myself if I would have extra tokens. It really just depends on how fast we can get them. But considering this probably resets like, I don't know, every week or every 2 weeks, there's not so much stuff in here. But yeah, I might make a separate video on League of Honor when it actually is available, because it has the same time as it did before, 7 to 10, I guess. Server time, yeah, 7 to 10. I assume you still have an unlimited amount of entries, so yeah, it's gonna be kind of a grind fest. You have to like just do League of Honor over and over for 3 straight hours if you want the most points possible. Hopefully you get enough so where there is no point of getting more points after a certain while, because it's like, well, I have everything I want in the shop, so I don't really need tokens, because it still doesn't really look like rank matters. But again, we'll get to that in the next video, when I'm going over that individually. There is one other thing to talk about, and that is costumes. I'm going to give my opinion on them. I've never done this before, but I really like these costumes, so let's check them out. I really like this costume. She looks quite like a doll, but I mean, she kind of looks like a doll in all of her costumes. This one's actually really nice. I don't think I actually looked at this one. Well, it's really nice. I like her casket as well. Very traditional Chinese stuff. I'm not going to say anything else about that because I'm uncultured and I probably don't know what I'm talking about. Here we have Priscilla, which I do like the color scheme. I'm not sure if I like the crown on her head. You know, it feels a little bit not fitting, sort of. Anyone else? Just me? I don't know. The crown doesn't seem to go for me, but I like the color scheme, the red and the gold and the white. And her halberd as well. I think that's a halberd. I'm probably wrong about everything, but yeah, that's also nice, the color scheme there. And we have the Trap Leo. He's looking pretty dapper. Why am I saying weird words today? Yeah, you know, kind of like a little, okay, this is weird. He's kind of like a little schoolboy, but he's like, I don't know, 1,000 years old or however old he is. And here we have Mitra, Cowboy Mitra. He's kind of like McCree, to be honest, like hat. And the cape around his neck, this is definitely McCree right here. It's quite nice. Unfortunately, they all come with the EXP boost. And I don't need EXP. I have like 3,000 deluxe potions saved up, and everyone I'm using is at 80 already. In fact, everyone I'm not using is at 80 as well. So I really, until they release level 90, I'm not going to need that. And we have Fluss, which I think is a very good costume. Finally, a really nice costume for Fluss users. I think it looks really nice. I mean, his normal like outfit isn't bad either, in my opinion. This one looks a little bit weird, honestly. The beach one, just doesn't fit him at all because he looks so feminine and all his muscles there. I don't know, it's just not my style. Being like this though, like samurai dude, it's pretty cool. And then we have Mora. Not too much else to say there. Epis is pretty much the same story. She looks a little bit ridiculous with everything going on there, but it's kind of cool. Her like amethyst scythe, holy hell, that's hard to say. Amethyst scythe is really cool looking, and I don't know, the feathers everywhere, her wings, you know, it's nice. I would have gotten it, to be honest, if it wasn't EXP boost. If it was gold boost, that is I'm kind of boring like that. I take efficiency over looks, so EXP boost doesn't help me at all, but gold boost would at least a little bit, and so I would grab it. But for the EXP boost, I'm gonna have to leave these costumes alone. She is quite nice though. And finally, Frey, which in my opinion, you know, is a little bit boring. She kind of looks like she's wearing a couch, like one of those old 90s couches with the flowers on them. But those little scarves going down in those directions is pretty cool. And there's not actually too much else to say about the costumes. I don't know why I'm reviewing the costumes, honestly. I've never really been a costume person, but Kingsraid does a very good job, in my opinion, with costumes and gets you like excited and interested in them. I have purchased several costumes just because I like the way they look. That's why I have like 7% EXP instead of just gold, because I did go for some that had some EXP on them just because I like the costume so much. So yeah, besides that, we can in fact purchase the starter packs once again. So for 9 euros, I mean the 1500 rubies, I actually forgot about those. That alone might almost be worth the 9 euro price tag if you're the one to buy rubies. And then you also get 70 of each fragments, which isn't bad, EXP, gold boosters, and some skill books. So the gold to later game players isn't going to mean much, neither are the fragments. It is a decent chunk of fragments. So yeah, almost 500 fragments here. If you're the type to make infinity stones, then it's half of an infinity stone. The 9 euro ruby pack only gives you 1,000, 2,000 if it's your first purchase. And so you get a little bit more there, but the fragments alone I think make up for that 500 lost. Of course, if you're going for like the 10k plus 10k, that's like 20,600. And if you wait until like the Lua's special bonus coming in a few days, you'd get like 23,600, something around there. And then of course the value starts changing a little bit, because then you get like what, 2,300 for 9 euros in comparison. Regardless, you do get the other stuff, and 2 million gold will go some ways for a newer player. So if you're like in your first week or something, I definitely recommend grabbing the starter pack. Starter pack 2, it comes with 4,500 rubies, 5 million gold, 120 of all fragments, that's like nearly 1,000. And a 7-day EXP and gold boost, those were awesome, I remember. And that might actually still be worth it for even a little bit later game players, 2 loot boosters as well. So the value here is very high. Of course, I have to reiterate, not as high for later game players, but still somewhat there. Well, there's no 27 option, but there's a 17 option. We can combine that with a 9 option. So you would get 3,000. 6,000 if you do the first purchase, and it would be around 30% of the 23,000 you would get if you buy the 10k at the optimal time, price-wise, but still not nearly as many rubies. But of course, the week-long EXP and gold boost both go for 9 euros each, the 7-day gold boost and the 7-day EXP boost. Granted, you still need EXP for any reason. So yeah, the value in the starter pack 2 is even better than starter pack 1, especially if you're later on. Still, I'm kind of on the fence about it for where I'm at in the game. And yeah, besides some bug fixes and a few UI changes, there's really not too much else to the update. It's pretty cool. Looking forward to trying out League of Honor later on, and those AFK people, you don't have to deal with them as long anymore, because every time they fail to pick or ban a hero in that time limit, the next time they're allowed to pick or ban, that time is cut in half. So if you're still running into anyone AFK, it'll be shorter at least. But yeah, that'll do it. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, whatever, just drop them down in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. Leaving a like would also be greatly appreciated if you did happen to enjoy. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.